Nowadays, when you want to watch a Rocket League video, it's like walking into a supermarket. You're trying to find the brown bread that you like, so you go to the bread aisle. You find the brown bread and you buy it, only to open it when you get home and realize the bread you got was the white bread and the packaging completely misled you. I hope you found my example of clickbait entertaining. Let's focus on Rocket League YouTubers. Yes, Rocket League YouTubers. A great form of entertainment for many, and for others, maybe not always. Essentially, today I wanted to give a mini overview of the state of Rocket League YouTube, which, let's be honest, could be doing better. We'll be looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of Rocket League content on YouTube, so sit back, relax, and I guess enjoy the video. Rocket League has had some great YouTubers in the past, and still does have some really good YouTubers to watch in my opinion. Very educational content from guys like Squishy, and some entertaining content as well from Sunless, Musty, etc. And of course the OG still going at it like Leth. Now there's still, good variety in the content. I just feel like this is definitely much scarcer nowadays. People are very fixated on being view hungry and getting as much views and much watch time as possible. So a lot of things do feel very stretched out, especially with some content. Like even this video from Leth, like I love Leth. I like his content. Even it's not a bad video. It's just like, how can you make a half-an-hour video about one feature? It's not like it was the greatest feature of all time. I mean, in fact, people forgot about it. You're seeing it in the thumbnail. And what I'm saying is people do seem to be stretching out a lot of things. In my opinion, I mean, you could get straight to the point and start the video without having to delay whatever you need to talk about. And I feel like that's kind of present in a lot of YouTube content now, but let's try and remain on the good side because there's still great content, as I've said before. I like watching quite a few people still nowadays. There's still some originality in YouTube. I mean, it could be much worse. We could be doing like Fortnite content or I don't know, whatever else really mainstream game which gets more viewers than Rocket League. But at least Rocket League has that kind of innocence, the originality kind of still in it, the passion for the game. And I really do like Rocket League, as I said before, but the game is missing a little bit of, your John Sandmans, the more OG guys back in 2019, 2018.
Damn. I'm like on cloud 9 right now.
Doing this purely out of the passion for the game, because you can tell when people are doing something for fun and not doing for fun. That's very painfully obvious now. I mean, you can look at guys like Spookalook who are literally only doing Rocket League just for the monetary value of it. I get it, it's a job, but at some point you can tell, believe me, it's really easy to see. And not like to disrespect anyone. I mean, of course, you can try farm views as much as you want. And I know I'm going to sound like a grumpy old man wanting to go back to the 2018 era, to the pre-free-to-play content that existed in the YouTube ecosystem for Rocket League. It's just I prefer it. I'm sorry, I really thought that people were very passionate about what they were doing. It seemed like people weren't doing it just for the sake of the view. I mean, of course, you want to be doing things to get something back from it, but now it feels like the #1 priority is the view, and then, if they like the video, I mean, if they don't like it, it's fine. I mean, we can move on. We'll get a few more viewers anyways. The bad side. It just seems like everyone wants to clickbait the life out of their videos on YouTube, and it's no different for quite a few Rocket League YouTubers nowadays. Here's just one example of what I'm talking about. You're never too far from resorting to clickbait, and nobody's above it. But Rocket League content is getting a little notorious for the style of videos that I'm just showing you. And to be honest, as much as Mizu is a good guy, his content is kind of the perfect example for this style that I'm talking about. Everyone nowadays is a record-breaking pro player who happens to be the oldest/youngest player to do something in Rocket League. Whew. Now this is YouTube at its finest, of course, because I mean, who cares about honesty or having people be brutally honest about their style of content? You don't have to be. I also want to touch on how much everyone is doing a road to GC or a road to SL without really giving any actual value in their videos or their gameplay. Like I rarely see people putting much effort into their gameplays in order to make them even remotely exciting or educational for the viewer watching it. But here's a pretty good example of an instructional and in my opinion underrated video that I feel like is what more people should be aiming for. And there's quite a few of these videos which are very useful, especially when it comes to these crazy road to SSL runs without mechanics or without whatever. Look, I know it might be a little harsh sometimes, but the amount of low quality, borderline post videos that get recommended to me from channels that offer no practical value or entertainment in the Rocket League genre.
Try to fake this.
It's not to say that Rocket League is infested with this style of content or low levels of creativity or just terrible content, but sometimes I do wonder why I'm getting recommended just some random dude in Diamond 1 playing comp with minimal commentary, minimal value, and not so exciting gameplay. This isn't me trying to come at people for being low ranked or not being good at the game, because I don't really care about what rank you are. as long as you try to keep entertaining. If anything, I hope people can use this as motivation to make their gameplay somewhat more entertaining. I mean, take me for example. I use the best possible SL gameplay in the background I can get my hands on because I feel like people will find it somewhat more exciting than my one to watch, especially if my commentary was lacking in a certain video. But I'm not saying this to try to come across as superior or more entertaining to other YouTubers because at the end of the day, I'm not exactly the most entertaining. As much as it'd be funny for me to shit on people for their content or their style, I'd rather give at least some insight as to why I feel like a lot of Rocket League content creators in the last couple of years have gotten a bit more stale. At the same time, it is kind of understandable when you think about it. After all, when a game doesn't get any major updates for quite long periods of time, you need to try be somewhat innovative, which usually means stretching the truth of your videos to the absolute limit. Well, here we are in the ugly side. But essentially, when we talk about the ugly side of Rocket League content, it's gotta be about the slop that's posted almost daily. And what better way to look at that side of Rocket League than to look at just a few shorts. If there's one style of Rocket League content that I had to shoot out of a cannon onto Mars, it'd have to be YouTube shorts.
I sent this training pack to the best freestyler. You are a Grand Plat.
Get it? Because Plats are really good at I can't do this. I thought we left this idea about Plats and their mechanics back in 2022, if I'm being honest. I don't know why we're still doing this in the grand year of 2025. Anyways, slop is present in every style of content, but I felt like Rocket League was kind of immune to it for a long while. That is until free-to-play happened, which of course brought much younger audiences, meaning that we got just downright weird content. And now that we're talking about weird content, I want to show you this really bizarre ChatGPT generated channel that was being recommended non-stop a few months back. Like every time I watch another Rocket League video, on the sidebar I see I was being recommended this Turbo Tactics guy for whatever reason, despite the guy having at least like 150 subs at the time. There's always something really unnerving about these AI thumbnails and AI themed channels, so I always found it really sketchy to just look at it. I know I'm going to be sounding like a grumpy old man yearning for the times of pre-free-to-play content, and to be honest, you'd probably be right. I just missed 2018. And Rocket League was one of those things I found really fun to watch back in the day, and it's not like it's genuinely bad now. After all, most of this video is just satire. It's not like it's in a tragic state, but if I'm being truthful, people seem to be very view hungry, probably more than ever before. So that's definitely rubbing off on the Rocket League YouTube scene. And I don't want to be too melodramatic about this, but Rocket League shorts just suck. Obviously it could be much worse, as we've seen with other styles of YouTube shorts. And I guess that's what 90% of shorts are nowadays, but it's not like this entire generation of people are being cooked, but actually wait, no, they are being cooked by YouTube shorts, so yikes. And now it's time for the corniest part of the video, the outro. Thank you guys as always for watching, really appreciated the support. I'll try to get back to any dumb, nice, stupid, great comments, whatever you post down below. But above all, have a great day or night, wherever you are, stick around I guess, and I'll see you next time.